This free step-by-step video comes to you directly from Haynes. You can complete more than 200 jobs on this vehicle when you purchase the complete Haynes online manual at haynes.com.
Open the passenger's door and pull the bonnet release handle. Lift the safety catch and open the bonnet. Unclip the safety prop and engage it with the locating hole in the inner wing. Disconnect the wiring plug from the throttle body, ignition coil, purge valve and map sensor. Depress the collar and disconnect the breather pipe assembly from the air intake pipe, cylinder head cover and intake manifold. Unclip the purge valve and move the pipe assembly to one side. The ignition coil is secured by two studs. Undo the studs, noting the bracket at the right-hand end. And the earth lead at the left-hand end. Gently pull the ignition coil assembly upwards from the spark plugs. Using a spark plug socket, slacken and remove the spark plugs. The spark plug electrode gap is of considerable importance, as if it is too large or too small, the size of the spark and its efficiency will be seriously impaired. The gap should be set to 0.9 mm. Note that the electrode gap on multi-electrode spark plugs cannot be adjusted. To set the gap on single electrode plugs, measure the gap with a feeler blade or special tool, and then bend open or close the outer plug electrode until the correct gap is achieved. The centre electrode should never be bent, as this may crack the insulator and cause plug failure, if nothing worse. It is very often difficult to insert spark plugs into their holes without cross-threading them. To avoid this possibility, fit a short length of 8 mm internal diameter rubber hose over the end of the spark plug. The flexible hose acts as a universal joint to help align the plug with the plug hole. Should the plug begin to cross-thread, the hose will slip on the spark plug, preventing thread damage to the cylinder head. Remove the rubber hose if used and tighten the plug to the specified torque. Refit the remaining spark plugs in the same manner. Maneuver the ignition coil assembly into position and press it down firmly onto the spark plugs. Refit the coil mounting studs, tighten them securely, then refit the bracket and earth lead and tighten the retaining nuts. Reconnect the wiring plugs to the throttle body, ignition coil and map sensor. Slide the purge valve onto the support bracket, then refit the breather pipe assembly and reconnect the valve wiring plug. Support the bonnet, then stow the safety prop and firmly close the bonnet. Check the bonnet is securely locked.